Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Come Lose It with Matt Duncan. I'm your host. I'm Matt Duncan. You know that. That's why you're friggin' here. Okay, let's try this again. Let's friggin' try this again because, listen, I recorded this about 10 days ago, 11 days ago. Tried to do it with my little man Gus here with me. I don't know if it was the sound of my voice, the fact that I couldn't stop talking. He didn't know what the hell was going on. He doesn't know what a podcast is. He's got no friggin' idea. So he was freaking out, and I had to keep watching him. I was worried. I was like, is he going to pee and stuff? And then you know what? 20 minutes in, he just took it out on me. He took a nice hot piss in my office, and thankfully that's the last time he's had an accident inside. We've really been working on him with the toilet training stuff. We've used no pee pads. 0 pee pads in this house. Don't want to get them used to pissing somewhere on a very short, small square when they got to be doing it outside. So he's getting a lot better. He seems to have kind of matured in the last couple of weeks. He feels like a little bit of an older dog. He's almost 20 weeks old now. And I just decided I'm just going to scrap the first go of episode 119. We're going to try again because there's just so much stuff that has changed already for the opening third. Like heavy news coming in today in the NHL world, in the hockey world. And you know I'm a big hockey fan. We talk about some minor hockey news in the other shit part of this show. I really have some mature segment names, don't I? Anywho, Johnny Gaudreau, who is like the star player of the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Columbus Blue Jackets, not a great team. Never have really been a great team since their inception in, I don't know what, the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't even know when they came in the league, but never been my favorite expansion team. But there was a young gentleman named Johnny Gaudreau, and he left the Calgary Flames after many years to go and play for this team and give them some hope, and it has been nothing but tragedy since. And Johnny Gaudreau has died, which is so friggin' sad. The news just, man, it just hit me today. Guy and his brother both died. They were riding their bikes just before their fucking sister's wedding. Some drunk driver hit them. It's just so sad. Star player. It's a guy who used to get over 115 points. Really good player. And he's dead at 31. It's just so friggin' sad. You know, my heart goes out to that family. I just can't imagine what they're going through, especially when it's a rarity to have a wedding, and it's such a positive event, and to have it completely blown apart by a drunk driver allegedly is just so fucking sad. And I don't know if I'd be able to. I don't think I'd be able to get married for years after that. I don't know if we'd get married at all. How the fuck do you not, like, that's going to be on the top of her mind the rest of her life. 2 brothers. Jesus Christ. Fucking terrible. Rest in peace, Johnny. Rest in peace. You know, I had some notes saying that it was almost the end of summer, but now it feels like it, folks. I was originally talking in the episode that didn't make the cut because of the pissing dog that the X was starting, and now the X is ending. Toronto exhibition in Toronto. If you've ever been to the city and you want to see something that's very Toronto, go to the X the last couple weeks of August. And if you're going this week and you're going to hear that air show, you're going to be reminded what war sounds like. You're going to be reminded what a lot of people, when they hear the roar of those planes, it's the last thing they fucking hear. I don't know. I've always been indifferent about the air show. Haven't really cared. More sensitive to the noise than anything else. I get it. I get war. I understand both sides of it. I understand how it's in our blood since we picked up the rock and smashed our friend's head and threw him in the fire. It's been a long time since we've had war on our lips. I get it. But could you get just like a small little dinky plane? Does it have to be like the one that dropped the fucking atomic bombs? Does it have to howl through the buildings into the GTA? Dear God, I don't understand air shows. They're so weird. And it just seems like every time it's like, I don't know, 50-50. If there's a bunch of snowbirds out there, a bunch of snowbirds up in the sky doing synchronized flying. One of them is going to fucking crash. Feel like it happens all the time. Not interested. I don't want to see that. But if you're in the city and you're not from the city, enjoy it. Have a cotton candy. I had some time off. I went at the beginning of August. I had some cottage time, which I really, really needed. I needed to get away from the grind. And since I've come back, it's been good. I've got some new work opportunities, and my job that I've had for so long screwed up our pay for the first time last month, and they came through. They came through this month. There was a worry that they might not be able to pay us on time again, and sure enough, it seems hopefully that we're back to normal here, folks, because the fall is coming, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the weather change. I'm excited to say goodbye to the heat. And we've got some new neighbors, I think, moving in downstairs. That'll be exciting. Look, I got nothing against it. It's just like, I don't think I've ever lived somewhere where I didn't have tenants below me since I lived with my parents. Never had that experience. Some of those experiences I were in an apartment building, but I've never been able to rent a whole house in my life. And I guess not many people have as renters. It was a lot easier 10 years ago to do that. Now, you're fucking crazy. If they can put a little kitchenette down there, they can. And you know what? We went and checked on the apartment downstairs. It's fucking nice. It's a 2-bed. Lots of light. It's big. They got a bigger bathroom than us. Their bathroom's like 3 times the size of ours. What the fuck is this world? Anyway, times are a-changing, so you got to change with them. Change is coming, baby. As I say, the hometown stopover, we're running out of time. It's time to move on soon. We got maybe another year left, and hopefully we can jump onto a new adventure. But I will say, as I've said every week over the last while, and I'm going to keep saying it until this thing is resolved, but ACTRA is still locked out from commercial auditions. The union actors are locked out from the majority of commercial auditions. I've only had 19 commercial auditions this year since January 1. That is not a lot. 19 over 8 months? That's bad. Really bad. And I will post the link. If you look in the description notes, yes, I post links to weird photos and some weird AI art, but I do sometimes post links to articles, especially when I'm talking about the health news. I will always send you to that article, but I'll also send you to this one about actors so you can read about it, because we got some CBC coverage about the John Krasinski coming in and shooting an ad for Rogers, which is the big, huge company in Canada, telecommunications company, the biggest. They own everything, and they're using agencies that are locking out union actors, crying that they don't have the money to pay us, but they can pay a celebrity to come in and shoot the spot. And boy, are they quiet. Are they fucking quiet? They've been tagged and fucking everything. They know. They know now, and they're not saying shit. So that's the sad part of the U.S.-Canadian solidarity that doesn't seem to exist going our way like it should. Should be unanimous. Anyway, end the fucking lockout, or you're going to have no fucking actors in this country. We're all going to be pulling that Jim Carrey shoot. We're going to be pulling that Ennis Esmer. No, Ennis came back. Don't worry about Ennis. We're going to be fucking going to the States. Not me. I'm just going to quit. I'm going to become a carpenter or some shit. Fuck it. The Olympics are over. I had a great time watching the Olympics. But sports is just taking it hard today, man. This Johnny Gaudreau stuff is crazy. I just can't believe that guy's dead. He's like a star player on this hockey team, and it's just so fucking sad. I can't fucking believe it, man. Oh, God, let's get to the fitness update, huh? Huh? Let's get to the goddamn fitness update.
Fitness update.
Man, have I fallen off with my exercise. This dog is just exhausting me. It's changed my schedule. I no longer am a night hawk. I cannot really stay awake past 10 or 10:30 now. I'm like out. I'm fucking out. And then I'm up at like 7 And that's kind of where I am now. And with work and stuff and trying to figure out all this other stuff and cleaning and everything else. Oh God, it just doesn't seem. I haven't touched the exercise bike. I haven't touched the e-bike in too long of a time. I got to go for a ride. I got to do something. I got to do something this weekend because now it's going to start to get cooler again. And hopefully people will stop being on that path. So it'll give me a little more space. I'm going to go for a ride because I feel I need it. I feel like I need some, the good thing is that I'm not like eating crazy, man. I'm just eating when I have to. So it's not like I've gained any weight or anything really. I feel like the drinking maybe has gotten a little away from me a bit because of the old, the summer vibe. That's what happens. But I'll reel it back in. Nothing too crazy. I just feel like I don't need to drink every day. Anxiety has been great, but I'd say over the last few weeks, it's been okay, actually. I've got a good grasp of it. I'm trying to push forward, trying to maybe get back in for an oil change with therapy again, see how that goes. I subscribed to the Calm app. I figured that this would be a good thing. Has a lot of different options and things you can do. You can have celebrities read you a bedtime story, or you can just listen to ambient noises. You can, you pop on at 3 a.m. if you can't sleep. It will offer you stuff. Be like, hey, you having trouble sleeping? Well, why don't you listen to this? Why don't you try this? 10 minutes, boom, you're out again. Really like it. Paid for the year. I said, fuck it. I might as well invest something into my mental health, see if this works. So I got to make sure that I use that and get my money's worth, baby. Because it's hockey season's coming up, baby. Hockey season, can't wait. Just a few weeks away in the preseason in the NHL. I can't wait. Hockey's back. That means the fall. Oh, God, I love it. I love the friggin' fall. So, yeah, the fitness update, work in progress. I'm just trying to get through the next day right now as being a new dog owner, and so far, so good. He's turning into a real nice boy.
Health news. News that is health related.
Okay, we got one little thing of health news, and I will say that it's interesting that sugar's really making a comeback. I was reading an article about how they might be able to alter sugar, so you will be able to eat a chocolate bar or candy or whatever, and it'll be guilt-free. It won't mess up your insulin. They have figured it out at the Harvard University's Weiss Institute for Biologically Inspired Engineering. Okay, so we're fucking around with it a little bit here. So Kraft Heinz tapped the scientists to help develop a sugar substitute that would enable the food giant to cut the sweetener from its food without losing its benefits. The scientists had a different idea: save the sugar, but devise a way to make it healthier. The problem is not the sugar itself, says Sam Inverso, director of business development partnerships at Weiss Institute. The problem is that we eat too much sugar. Now, I don't eat a ton of sugar. I don't put sugar in my coffee. I do go through moments where I do get a good dose of it in. I'm not going to lie, through some sweets or not. I'm not a big candy guy. But it'd be nice to eat some sugar and not worry at all about the spiking of the sugar. Now, remember, I had a physical and my sugar levels were completely normal. So there is a sugar to fiber enzyme amongst the latest technologies, and I guess the enzyme would eat the sugar? Is that it? There's another fix involving a drink mix containing microscopic sponges that soak up sugar. Microscopic sponges. So you put this little stomach sponge, sugar sponge it. Even researchers working to reduce sugar are peddling new technologies like individual sugar crystals modified to dissolve more quickly in the mouth, making food taste sweeter. Some sugars occur naturally in our foods, like fruit and dairy, but much of it is added by manufacturers to process food and drink, such as cereal and soda. Never been a big cereal fan. I really try. I probably average about one bowl every 7 months. I feel like that is my life average for cereal. Yeah, sugar's a real problem, people. It is very addictive too, because when you are eating that fucking sugar, when you get like a bag of chocolate almonds, that's tough for me. The crunch, the sweetness, it mixes together so friggin' nice. So they're working on it. There's apparently this enzyme. It's used by plants to create stalks. It's encased in spherical nanoparticles, tiny mesh-like cages made of pectin that allow the enzyme to be added to food without being activated until it reaches the intestine. Once there, a change in pH causes the cage to expand, freeing the enzyme to float through its holes and start converting sugar to fiber. So so then we'll be able to convert sugar to fiber. Oh, baby, no more Metamucil. Eat that chocolate bar. Eat an O. Henry and shit like a king. We're just fucking moving through this one because I can't believe I had to fucking chuck the whole goddamn episode of the last one. So we're just going to get this out here. We're going to do like a 20-minute ep today. Just toot sweet, nice and beautiful. The other thing I will say about sugar is that they also found by accident, I was reading something. Now I don't have a link to this one, but you can read the one about how they are trying to make some kind of enzyme that eats sugar. They found by accident that if they modify the sugar molecule, it can help with hair loss. That it might not be there's all this emphasis on blood flow for hair loss therapies and stuff, right? So it's all trying to get the Rogaine stuff is getting more blood flow to the brain so the follicle can grow healthier. But they don't know if that's so much the problem as this. Apparently, with the sugar, they tested it out on mice and they saw some hair growth. So that might be the future of being able to grow your hair back. Now, I've kind of given up on that. My hair's falling out, so I've been bicking her down to a 2. Got her down trimmed to a 2, just trimmed her up again last night. And man, it's just such a relief to not have to worry about hair anymore. I will tell you, I saw a comedian named Jordan Foisey, who's a man losing his hair, very funny, head writer of This Hour is 22 Minutes. And he had a little bit where he was just talking about he finally gave up. It just keep it short. Keep it short. As Paul Scheer says, keep it short and you'll live forever. So yeah, sugar, honey, sugar. Oh God, sorry. I was just about to sing there. I don't know if my voice sounds a little hoarse because I had to do a bunch of self-tapes today for voice that will go probably nowhere, but I had to sing. And that's the most humbling part of a self-tape, when you actually have to sing into a mic, a cappella, no background. I put some reverb on it. Like I know that's probably not a good thing to do, but I don't have the strength to listen to myself trying to sing. Not really warmed up enough, and it's horrible. So I'm just going to do everything I can to try and get the role, and that was a decision that I made. And yeah, I sang If I Had $1 Million by the Bare Naked Ladies. I thought I could show some range, and I sound like a maniac. And when it comes to the part where they talk about craft dinner, I started to scream, and I left that in. So we'll see how it goes. You never know. I could be the voice of some cartoon frog or something. You never know. No, it was an audition for Kermit. Everybody chill. Everybody chill out. Guys, we're in the other shit part of this podcast, so we got to talk about some other shit that has been on my mind and stuff that's been crazy, stuff that's going to make you lose. Some people are losing their fucking mind. Come lose it. Let's talk about J.K. Rowling. Like, what the fuck is going on? She's been going crazy for years about the trans people, and now people are seeing she's doing these videos, and in her background, it's like her house is Silent Hill or something. It's like there's mold everywhere, and everybody thinks that she's just being poisoned by mold, and that's why she's so fucking crazy now. And then she blurred out the mold, and then she keeps changing her like pictures and stuff because they're showing off the mold. She's a billionaire. You're not supposed to have mold in your goddamn house. What the fuck is going on? Why did you leave? Like, she's calling down just regular women trans. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, she's just she keeps going back a decade in time. She'll be just a full out racist, like from the 1920s by the time she turns 70. I don't know what the fuck's going on with her, but somebody keep an eye on her. her reputation's in the toilet. There'll never be a Harry Potter reboot, and that's a shame. I don't really give a fuck. I think I saw one of those. Tried to read one of those. I don't give a fuck. Auston Matthews is the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now listen to me when I tell you this. I've been like a hardcore Leaf fan for maybe 23, 24 years. And I've only ever seen 2 captains be named during that time. Dion Phaneuf and John Tavares. That's a long time. It's like a quarter of a century that they don't name captains very much. They stripped it off Johnny. Johnny had the blessing. He said he gave it to Auston, and now we've got the best goal scorer in the goddamn world, and he's wearing that C. We got a new coach. It's going to be fucking exciting. I can't wait. It's a big deal. It's a big, big deal to wear that C. He's the 26th captain in the history of the franchise that's over 100 years old. Big deal, folks. If you're not a hockey fan, get in it. Get a Leaf jersey. Dare I say it? This is our year. God, you know me better than that. I've talked about in the past of my fear of nuclear reactors and nuclear power, and really just the fear of stuff going wrong, Chernobyl style. And I'm just looking for someone to say, well, how can you help my fears, instead of just saying, it'll be fine. We'll just chuck her down a hole. It'll be fine. Fuck it. That's kind of what everyone says about nuclear waste. It's just, we're just going to chuck it down a hole. And, what if you get attacked by a country and they start shooting rockets at your nuclear power plant? Look at the Ukraine right now. They had a fucking cooling tower on fire. The biggest nuclear power plant in Europe. So that's worrisome, stuff like that. I've been told by a family member that works for nuclear power that those things can take a lot of hits. Apparently, they got some serious concrete, like something crazy, like 15, like the thickness of the concrete of those nuclear power plants is quite crazy. So it made me feel a little bit better. But you know what would make me feel even better? Because they still can't get into the Fukushima plant to pull out those rods. It's too hot. Robots can't even survive. Now, that was 13 years ago, folks. They're still just fucking like plugging the dike. They don't talk about it, but there's nothing they're fucking able to do. And they're flushing some of the radioactive water into the ocean now. That's the problem. Anyway, meltdown-proof reactors. Okay, I read an article about this. The first ever full-scale demonstration of a nuclear reactor designed to passively cool itself in an emergency was a success, showing that it should be possible to build nuclear power plants without the risk of a dangerous meltdown. This has to be a thing that works going forward. Because if the systems fail, the reactors can become too hot and lead to explosions and overheating, causing the plant to literally melt from the excessive heat straight down, keeps going down right into the groundwater. And that's when you get the real problems. That was the fear of Chernobyl, right? It was going to be heading to that groundwater. And they were able to contain it and turn it into this disgusting blob, radioactive blob, which is still there today. You just got to kind of watch it. Make sure it doesn't do anything fucked up. That was one of the factors in the Fukushima nuclear plant. Emergency power systems failed and it led to a meltdown. That was a scary thing. I watched a show on that. I think it was a dramatic show, but they really worked hard to fucking figure that out. Really stuff. So this is anyway a step in the right direction, right? Meltdown proof. Now we just got to figure out a way to, what do we do with the waste? Instead of just tossing it down a hole, can we turn it into something else? Can you make it into some kind of glass that's more safe to store? Is there ways to reuse it? Are we going to nuclear fusion? I get that we have to stay with nuclear power because the planet is just bursting with people. Even though the birth rates are down, it's still adding a lot of people. So we'll see with that. Feeling a little more positive about nuclear power, hearing that they're working on Meltdown proof reactors. Robin Williams has been gone 10 years now. I don't know if you remember the episode I did with the great Billy Who. She's been on the podcast a few times. The first episode we did, it was called Yo-Yo Diet Ma. And we recorded that right after Robin Williams died. And that was 10 years ago. Go back, hear the difference. And then he was on Chor Baba. I think he was on another episode too, which was more into the reboot. So I don't know, man. It's crazy to think of. Robin Williams was such an idol of mine. Big reason I wanted to be an actor for easily, because he was funny, he could do drama, and it's just 10 years. 10 years have gone. That's such a big time in Hollywood, a whole decade, And he's just ash in the San Francisco Bay, baby. That's all he is. But, he's still got his movies. And you just got to watch it sometimes, Throw on the Birdcage. Throw on a little Mrs. Doubtfire. And have a good laugh, because he was special. He was special. Last thing I'll talk about is I cannot believe almond milk is killing people. There's a big contamination outbreak in Ontario. If you had a certain brand of almond milk, you had to fucking throw it out. I think 20 cases. I think like a few people died. Could you imagine? I feel so bad for these people that are just trying to choose a better alternative to dairy or something. They're trying to get off, or they get the bloods, they got the celiac, they got the dairy problem, they got the lactose, and they can't have the dairy. So they're having the almond. And look, you have a piece of chocolate cake and then you have a glass of almond milk. It doesn't hit the same, It doesn't give you that same relief. There's nothing like milk. I don't drink it anymore. Haven't in many, many years, other than like cream and coffee, that stuff. But like a glass of milk I haven't had in a long time. And I do, sometimes when I have that chocolate cake, I'm going to have a glass of soy milk or a glass of almond milk or something, It's a brand I would buy all the time. You just don't know. Sometimes you're just going to be unlucky and get some terrible fucking listeria or something from anything. And unfortunately, vegetables and vegetable alternative drinks and whatnot, they're kind of the worst right now. Every time I have spinach, I'm just like, I'm taking a risk here. Taking a fucking risk. Hopefully there isn't cow shit spraying on this batch. I got that E. coli. Okay, no, I have one more thing I wanted to talk about real quick. We wrap this up. Well, look, we made it to the half-hour mark, so let's end with a fucking. I would love to play it for you. Can I play it for you? And you tell me if this is a good guitar solo. It's getting a lot of. People have been picking on Corey Feldman. I've talked about Corey on the podcast a lot, and he's now just a whipping boy of the internet. And he's getting he's getting trolled so much. So he did this guitar solo when he's performing with I think Limp Bizkit or something. He's opening for them. This guy is not a musician. This is so fucking weird.
All right. If you grew up in the 80s and you remember movies from the 80s, Corey Feldman was in a ton of movies. So somebody sent me this, and he plays in a band and he plays guitar. And I watched a couple seconds of it. I thought I'd make a video about it, like a reaction video. So let's go.
There he goes.
Little context. This is called the Loserville Tour, opening for Limp Bizkit. And this just happened a couple days ago.
This is Landon Bailey doing the video. It's got some kind of drill with horns on it. Yeah, like air horns. He's getting ready.
It's kind of looking like a stand-up comedy routine, sort of. I'm not sure. Okay, here's my opinion on the whole thing. I've seen him play and sing before. I'm not sure if it's a joke, like some kind of deep inside joke where he's trolling everybody, or if it's just really, 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 really bad. What? It's just called The Joke?
He doesn't look like he knows how to play guitar.
First of all, I'm not a great guitarist myself, but I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's playing bass.
Yeah, it does look like
finger
he's playing
style.
bass.
On a electric guitar. An EVH. It's got a trem and a kill switch.
What is he doing? Oh my god. He doesn't even have a good voice. He doesn't have a good voice. I'm gonna get to the solo here. Yeah, he's picking it like a bass, so I'm just scanning ahead a bit. Here we go. Here we go.
Ah, no.
Here we go. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is what I would do
There you go.
if I picked up a guitar. Pushing a button on his guitar. While he's doing it. Wow. His little smirk at the end. Oh my god. I don't know what's going on. Thank you to Landon Bailey. I don't know who you are, but I liked your narration of this event. I love when musicians try and watch him and figure out if it's real, if it's a joke. What's up with the youth here? I got to play this because he said in an interview that this song, Michael Jackson heard it and he said, this is a hit. Michael Jackson said, this is a hit, Corey. This would be a hit song. So is this true, or is this possibly Michael Jackson trying to fuck Corey Feldman? Let's find out.
At Chewy, keep their bowls full.
Jesus, we don't need an ad, though. Come on, this is a professional show. Dear God. Okay, let's just hear. We're going to end the show with some Corey Feldman clips because you know what? I love Corey, and it's really freaking sad that this is kind of what he's become, and you know the other Corey's dead, and this is from a long time ago, early 1992, on Howard Stern. This is the hit. This is the hit Michael Jackson's like, that's a hit, Corey. That's a damn hit. That's like Thriller. That's like Thriller. That's like Beat It.
Let's hear from Corey right now with the song. Let's all start dancing, baby. Go ahead, Corey.
Here's a hit. Michael Jackson approved. So far, he dances like Michael too. Oh, I wish you could see this. Oh, yeah. Okay. You really have to see. I think I have to post a link to this. It's like Howard Stern in a bald cap, and he's wearing like a dress and high heels, and there's like midgets and all kinds of shit everywhere. It's mental. And that's the song. That was the hit song that Michael Jackson said would break the charts. Didn't. And this was over 30 years ago. I don't know how Corey Feldman hasn't gotten better at all. That's so much time to like learn an instrument and to learn how to sing properly. I don't know. There's a part of me that's kind of envious of him to not care. But man, how does this guy make a fucking living? Well, that was a bit of a clown show ending, so why not have some weird clown music? Maybe I'll play Moxie Fruvis next week. Oh my god. Well, we got through it, guys. The teens, the 119s, we're done. We're moving on to the 20s. Jesus. Painful. We'll see you in September. We're going to do some fall ones. Hopefully I can get back on track with 2 per goddamn month. God bless George Bush.